So, let me tell you how I am no longer settling just because somebody brings me an opportunity or a proposition. Week 3 has been life shifting. I won't say life changing, but very much life shifting. Week 3 has been all about recovering a sense of power. And when I tell you I got a great head start during week 2 for week 3 and recovering my sense of power is so crazy. I want to tell you this story. I don't want to go into great detail, but I want to be detailed enough so that y'all understand my frustration and the frustration that I've had over the past couple weeks. When I say I am not settling just because somebody brings me something to the table anymore, I mean that. Because, quite frankly, do you know who I am? Do you? Do you know who I am? Respectfully and disrespectfully, because it's one thing to say that you are a music artist, you are a content creator, or any type of creative artist whatsoever. It's one thing to say that you are a music artist and have only been doing this for a year or just started this year or whatever. And I'm not trying to take away from anybody's journey because everybody's journey is different. But it's one thing to be a music artist and not that many people know you. You're kind of just doing it as a hobby and riding the trends and the waves and whatnot and putting out content just for it to make sense within the algorithm. And then there is another thing to be a full blown music artist and literally have done this shit for as long as you can remember, or at the very least, more than 10 years. I'm one of those people who have been a music artist, a performing artist, a recording artist, a songwriter for 15 plus years. And when I say I'm not new to this, I am true to this, I mean that shit. I mean that shit. So when I say respectfully and disrespectfully, put some respect on my name, do you know who the fuck I am? I mean that shit. I mean that shit. So, story time this week, this past week. Well, I'll say it's been going on for the past couple weeks now. I did end up extending my week 3 into 2 weeks because it's just been a lot going on, and I wanted to make sure that I got like the full effects of week 3. Because if you go back to my last couple of videos, you will see that I have been frustrated, like peak frustration of like I want to do these things, I have to do the thing, I have to make it. Like, no is not an answer. Not making it and not doing this is not an answer. That's just not ideal. That's not realistic for me at all. What's realistic for me is chasing my dreams. What's realistic for me is being an artist. What's realistic for me is being a musician, being a songwriter, being a singer, being a lyricist, being a performer, being somebody who presents themselves as the business, as the gift, as the product, being the showcase, being the center stage. That is me. Going and working a 9 to 5 will never make sense to me. That shit will never make sense for me in my life this time. It might make sense for you or somebody else out there in the world, but for me, art, music drives my life. Music has been my life all of my life. And I'm so serious when I say that. Like I bankhead bounced out the womb singing and writing lyrics. Everybody starts somewhere, but I started my somewhere a long fucking time ago. And I have been cultivating this gift since then. I have been working on my gifts and working towards my dreams and my goals since then. I didn't just start this shit when Instagram popped up. I didn't just start this shit when Vine or TikTok showed up. I didn't. I've been doing this since MySpace days. I've been doing this shit since goddamn Uvu days when the video cameras was the video cam on the computer itself was the only camera we had available. No, I'm lying. I'm not that old. I ain't even will like that because I ain't that old. But my first video camera was one that literally the camera sang for you in the background because it was just so shitty of quality. I'm trying to sing these high notes and there's technology high notes happening in the background in the stratosphere because the camera just it sucks. And if you do some Google searching, my phone is dying. Um, But if you do some YouTube searching or Google searching, you might find some of my old videos. But what I'm getting at is that I've been doing this shit for a long ass fucking time, and I have been through so many different phases of my artist journey that at this point in my big ass age, at this point in my life, after going through so much and seeing so much and experiencing so much, I cannot see myself settling on opportunities just because they are presented to me in such a way. Like, hey, here's the thing. This is what I need. Have at it. Once upon a time, yes, I will do the thing. I will pay to play. Now, the Zaya Queen I am now, absolutely the fuck not. I'm gonna skim that shit. I'm like, this doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me. This is what I need. Either you can make it happen or you can't make it happen. If you can't, ain't no love lost. If you can, that would be great. That would make the day. That would make my booking contract signed, sealed, and delivered. If you can't, that's completely fine. So that takes me to my quick little story before my phone dies. Which brings me to the fact that if you want to donate to my journey, to my creative work, and to my vlog journey, all of the things, feel free to hit my Cash App or my PayPal. It'll be linked down below in the description. It'll help me do all of the things and bring out more content to y'all at a higher quality and at a faster rate. Because my phone, it does what it does, and the quality is okay, but I want the quality that y'all want, the ones that y'all are easily clicking on. So if you feel inclined to support a starving artist like your girl, Zay Aqueen, please feel free to sow a seed. Any and everything is greatly appreciated. Even if it's just $1, I don't mind. If it's $100, that would be epic. And I'm going to have to sing you some love or write a special song for you or something. But to my story. So, long story short, a musical homie of ours used to work with one of the bigger music venues in the city that I'm from. Okay? Richmond, Virginia. Used to work with one of the promoters and booking agents from there. So a show is coming up and it is R&B songwriter based. This person, our music homie, recommended me, referred me to the venue to be the opener for the headlining artist. And the headlining artist is great, amazing. This has nothing to do with the headlining artist aside from the fact that I'm opening for them. Okay. And this is kind of like their fresh type tour. They aren't super established, but they have a name out there. And if you watch a certain show, you'll know who I might be talking about, or you probably know this person, or are a fan, or are a fan of them. Words. You might be a fan of this person. So I was like, oh, thank you for recommending me. Send my information. Cool. They did send a little bit of information about the date, what to expect, this, that, and the third. And I think I may have heard that there was a fee attached to it. I'm not sure. I'm just saying I did hear that. But the promoter, or not the promoter, the talent buying agent, talent buyer, emphasis on that, talent buyer, reached out to me and said, hey Zay, my name is such and such from such and such. I'm reaching out to you about this show. We'll say Sean referred you as an opener for this show. There is a buy-on of $300 and this, that, and the third. Me being me, I haven't paid to play in nearly 10 years. I don't pay to play shit anymore. If it makes sense, if the ROI is very obvious, I will definitely consider that. And at this point, I know that people will invest in me, especially my man. He will invest in me. But if it don't quite make sense, it's not aligning, I'm not just gonna give you free money. I can't afford to give you free money. That $300 can go to promotion or marketing or something like that. So at first I was like, okay, I understand there's a buy-on. Is there a contract so that, things are set in stone? I don't get finessed on my end. Y'all not just taking my money. What does it go towards? I also asked them, is there a way for me to recoup those funds to earn some money during the show? Because I'm paying y'all $300, but for what? It's to cover y'all's asses, essentially. We all know that. Most of us who have been in this game for a while understand the whole pay to play scheme of things. And I don't fall for that shit no more. One word, Afton. Been there, done that. Fuck them, fuck anything like it. So I was like, I understand this, and telling them what I need. And I was like, how much time do you need me to fill for the opening slot? This and the third. Asking all the questions that honestly they should have already had prepared. So when it came down to the nitty gritty of it, they wanted me to pay $300 to perform for 15 minutes. I told them, they were like, how much music do you have? How much can you give? Do you have a track list already set up? I can perform for 15 minutes. I can perform for an hour and a half. I can perform for 2 hours. Just let me know what you need. I'll make it make sense. But they didn't have any answers to any of that. And I also asked for the date several times. They never confirmed the date. And I was like, bruh, this is just so fucking weird. And y'all want me to pay y'all, excuse me, you want me to Zell you $300 just to have my name on a flyer. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then I waited a couple of days just to like think about it, because again, week 3, recovering a sense of power, and that's exactly what the fuck I'm doing, and what the fuck I had been doing before I even had this conversation with them. Already, like, again, asking myself, do you know who the fuck you are? Do you know who the fuck I am? Do you know who I am? No, seriously, truly, and I mean that respectfully and disrespectfully. Do you know who I am? Do you know who you are? Zay Aqueen. Like, you're not just the next bitch. You're not just that bitch. You're not just this motherfucking artist that started 2 weeks ago and now you trying to hop on a show to open for them and you're willing to pay this money. That's not fucking me. So when it came down to it, I was like, look, I can do the 15 minutes. That's no problem. Um, I'm surprised you don't have a contract because you want to make sure things are set in stone. Not having the contract was already a red flag for me. But neither here nor there. I took it upon myself to sit with myself and ask, is this really something that serves me? Or would I be serving them more and hoping that opportunity meets my preparedness? Because it's one thing for me to be in a state or in an area that luck is abundant, like LA or Miami or Atlanta, but I am in Richmond, fucking Virginia. Luck is very slim here. They don't even know if they want to put a fucking casino here because luck is so damn slim, okay? I mean that with all kindness and potential and desire in my heart. They don't know what they want to do. There's not that much luck here. I'm like, all right, so what do I really want to do for myself? I want to flip the fucking script. And that's exactly what I did. I flipped the script. I said, all right, typed up a nice, kind email, not to be rude, but to be very straightforward. I said respectfully, this is just me summing it up. Respectfully, I understand that there is a buy-on for this show. However, at this point in my career, for me to pay to play any show, there needs to be a definite and recognizable ROI, return on investment, for me as a music artist. That is just me being fair to my creative value. It has absolutely nothing to do with you as a talent buyer. Because in the original response, he was like, this has nothing to do with me as a talent agent. Because I did ask him, wouldn't you be, as a talent buyer, you would think that you would have the means to pay your artists, not ask them to pay you. Because at that instant, you wouldn't be buying talent, you would be charging talent. You're a talent charger. You throw on stage. Some people that works for. For me, Zay Queen, fuck no. That shit don't work for me no more. Again, been there, done that, not doing that shit again. Fuck them. I told them, so look, this is how much I usually charge for 15 minutes. And to be quite frank, this artist is amazing, but I have, even within the last year and last 2 years, I have opened up for much bigger names, to include my favorite, Shaka Khan, your favorite maybe, Coco Jones, his favorite or her favorite, Robert Glasper. And even years before that, I have opened for names way bigger than this name that I'm soon to be opening for, if the shit even goes through. And I have been paid handsomely to do so. Not just taking care of me as the forefront, but also my band and my writers. So for me to pay this amount and not be sure that I'm going to be able to recoup anything, even from selling tickets at the door and selling my own merchandise, which they would have taken a cut out of. I didn't even tell y'all that. They would have asked for a cut out of it. They made that loud and clear. I would not have been able to clearly see that I'd benefit from that outside of performing on a stage that I haven't performed on yet, which I don't think would be hard for me to do anyway, because I've performed on nearly all of the stages in Richmond, Virginia anyway, and it would just be timing at this point. this is just expediting that process. But with that all being said, I sent that email and I was like, look, it just does not make sense for me to do this. So how about this? This is my proposition. Instead of me paying you $300 to cover y'all's asses, how about I give y'all an undeniable 15-minute set that will leave people's jaws on the floor, fucking speechless, and have them going to and from the bar for more because they are so in their feels. And since I charge $300 for 15 minutes, which is very fucking low, but people are very fucking cheap when it comes to buying music as well. So, how about this? I will do it for free. Free charge to me and free of charge to you. And allow the people in that space to be entertained and to enjoy themselves. Because again, I can't see myself paying you $300 in hopes for anything, and just to make sure that your staff is covered. That's not my job. Your job is to make sure your staff is covered. My job is to entertain. If my name is on the flyer, or if I am a guest performer and my name ain't on the flyer, I'm going to promote them. So, me paying you to do the thing that I'm already going to do and that I've already been paid handsomely time and time again to do, it just was not sitting well in my spirit. Ask me, what happened after that, Zay? They had no other choice but to email me back. And I mean, they emailed me expeditiously. I sent it late at night. It was like, basically, well, we reached out to you based off of what Sean, our friend, said, what we agreed on, which was basically finding somebody that can sing, and was willing to pay to play. Given yes, I can sing, and I would have the $300 to pay that fee. However, I don't fucking want to. I want to sing. I want to be paid for my gift and be paid for my creativity, for my art. I want to live truly in my art, not pay somebody else to be able to live truly in my art. If I choose to pay on my own accord, cool. If I'm choosing to pay contractors and things of that nature, cool. But you are not going to finesse me. So, am I still on that show? You're damn fucking right I am. Because why? I sat with myself and I did the thing. I am powerful in my own regard. I just have to believe that. Given that could have been a shot in the dark, and they could have been like, oh, we'll go with another, we'll go another direction. And I would have been fine with that. But I made it clear that this is my standard. This is what I expect. And this is how much I respect myself, not only as a human being, not only as a creative, but as somebody who is, for lack of better words, a future fucking superstar and made of fucking magic. That is me. That is me. I'm not settling for shit just because you bring me this idea of an opportunity at all. I'm not settling just because you brought me this. I understand now that I can tailor terms as I please. And if people cannot work around those terms, if they can't find themselves molding or they can't adjust to make sure that I am not the only one adjusting, that shit don't align with my spirit. And when it comes to recovering a sense of power in myself, I am testing my limits. I am testing my waters and my boundaries. Because people test my boundaries. And imposter syndrome always says, oh, they can test your boundaries, you can handle it. But no. No. All that is done. All that shit's done. That shit's for the fucking purpose. I'm not doing that no more. I am doing what I want to do. I am walking in audacity. I am prevailing through these thoughts that I can't have better for myself, because that's a fucking lie. I am loved. I am supported. I am walking in abundance. I am lucky. Luck is attracted to me. Abundance is attracted to me. I will have great things. I deserve great things. I am worthy of great things. I am worthy of living and walking in my dreams. I am worthy of having my dreams be my reality. And that's just that on that. So yes, I am still on that show because they said, okay, that's fine. Just understand that this really hurts us as a venue because we take all the risk. I don't give a fuck. That's your problem, not mine. Not mine. My problem is the music. I hope you fucking enjoy that shit. I'm sure you will because that's why I'm here. But yeah, y'all want to hear more about that story? Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment here. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me some wild shit that you've been through when it comes to people testing your limits as a creative. Because this is wild. Friend or foe, talent buyer or talent charger. Aqueen is not the one to fucking play with. I am ready and I'm coming for the bank. I'm coming for the bank. And I'm coming for everything that's mine. Everything that was written in the books for me. When I say frustration is fuel, frustration is fucking fuel. In the meantime, in between time, let me get off of here because my phone is about to die. I love you so much. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Also share with a friend. If you know your friend or family member, whoever loves soulful vibes, loves authentic and genuine and real, it's the place to motherfucking be. Come join the tribe. Until next time. Peace, light, and infinite love. I care for you. Be safe.